On Christmas Eve, 1945, in the quiet hills near Fayetteville, West Virginia, a fire consumed the home of the Sodder family. When the smoke cleared, a mystery was born that would baffle investigators and haunt the American consciousness for decades. 5 of the 10 Sodder children were gone, vanished without a trace from the smoldering ruins of their 2-story house. The official story was that they perished in the blaze, their bodies incinerated by the intense heat. But for their parents, George and Jenny Sodder, that simple explanation never added up. They would spend the rest of their lives searching for answers, convinced their children were not dead, but had been taken. This is a story of profound loss, but it is also a story of extraordinary persistence, a chronicle of a family's refusal to accept an official narrative that felt hollow and incomplete. The Sodders were immigrants who built a life in the coal fields of Appalachia, close-knit and hard-working. Their tragedy unfolded as a nation celebrated the end of a world war. The questions that arose that cold December night have never been fully answered, leaving a void. The story of the Sodder children reminds us that sometimes the most haunting questions are never answered. To understand the scope of the Sodder mystery, you have to look at a map. It begins just north of Fayetteville, West Virginia. A hillside home along Route 16, the Sodder house. Remote, yet on a main thoroughfare. People and vehicles always passing. That mix would become a key factor in later theories. George Sodder, an Italian immigrant from Tula, Sardinia. He established a trucking business after years in the coal industry. Both George and Jenny were Italian-born. Their heritage shaped their lives, and some believe, the tragedy. George was outspoken, strongly anti-Mussolini, views not popular with everyone locally. Some speculated the fire was retaliation, an old-world vendetta. The map stretches across the Atlantic, to Sardinia. After the fire, tips and alleged sightings poured in nationwide. A woman in a St. Louis hotel claimed the children were with her. In Texas, a bar patron overheard talk of 5 children from a West Virginia fire, sightings in Florida, and pins across other states. The Sodders chased leads themselves, traveling countless miles. In 1967, a letter arrived with a photograph. The young man resembled what Louis might have looked like as an adult. On the back, a cryptic message. Some thought it placed him in Italy. They hired a private detective and sent him to Italy. The map of their search kept expanding. The story unfolds along a timeline marked by crucial moments and decades of waiting. Long before the fire, a family was building